handle the truth.
Now Liberty was a long ship, some called her the spook ship. A man sworn to keep the sea. She sailed in international waters, off the coast of Sinai, into the Mediterranean Sea.
Welcome aboard, folks. Here we go to Your Voice Counts on this great fall evening on the state of Colorado. It's today is Friday the 12th, and you know it won't be long, and we're going to have Turkey Day, and then Christmas, and then looking forward to spring and summer again. But I sure love the seasons, and I hope you do, and everything's well for you, and your families are healthy and going on, and life is good for you. That's my prayers for you, all of you. I have some sad news about one of our shipmates that has passed on, Seaman Smith. He was on deck force. He was 65 years old, 65 years young, and he's gone now. So my regrets and sympathy to his family. I wish them nothing but the best, and my heart goes out to all the families of the USS Liberty, and especially when we lose one of our own. We're all getting older, and one by one we're all dying off. That's just the way it is, and that's pretty much the way this government in Israel wants it, in my view, is we all die off one at a time, and the Liberty story will be buried forever. They think. Well, I don't think that's going to happen. Too much is out there, too much input, too many people know about what's going on, and that's what's going to keep the USS Liberty story going on for centuries. Folks, I wanted to get this out of the way. Last week's show with two great guests, Barton Van Ness and Sheldon Leonard, were on my show. We were discussing, buildings 1, 2, and 7, and certain aspects about this, and architects and engineers, which they're very well acquainted with and part of, and they are smart men. They're not fools. They're just great people, and I was very, very happy to have them on the show, just extremely happy, and I hope to get them back again, because it was my sincere pleasure to have them on the show. And I got a couple phone calls and a couple of emails, and I must address this, folks, is that now James Morris is a very fine man and a friend of mine. I consider him a friend of mine. He's done many, many great things for the USS Liberty, including his website, ushijacked.com. But when we stepped over the line is when James said that they were full of BS. Well, that's disrespectful, first of all, to my two distinguished guests, Mr. Barton Van Ness and, of course, Sheldon Leonard, and me. And, we can agree to disagree, but there's no reason to say that there's no reason to say that people are full of BS, just because you don't believe in what they believe in. I mean, we don't need that on this show. We don't need that kind of talk on this show. And like I said, we can just agree to disagree. So, everybody, we're going into a break, folks, and I'll get right back to it. Hang on. Again, so support your sponsors on RBN. Thank you.
I'll hear the bomb again.
stop these annoying collection calls.
Imagine being free from your debt without settling and with no payment plan, no negotiating or filing bankruptcy, and no attorneys. What if you could eliminate the risk from all your unsecured debt in about 90 days and keep all your money? You can. It's called Zero Debt Guarantee, and it works. There's no other program of its kind on the planet, and we guarantee the results in writing. Call now, 800-477-9256. Let our team of experts provide you with the resources to fight back, stop collection calls, and prevent and stop wage garnishments and bank levies. If you're facing foreclosure, we can help. Don't go it alone. Get free information now by calling 800-477-9256. Talk to an expert who has also completed our program. Call 800-477-9256 for free info, or go to ZeroDebtGuarantee.com. That's 800-477-9256, or go to ZeroDebtGuarantee.com.
An effective 100% organic nutritional supplement is now available to be shipped out to you rush delivery. Heart and Body Extract is a 100% natural, organic, and wild-crafted formula made out of garlic, hawthorn berries, hawthorn leaves, coleus, motherwort, bilberry, butcher's broom kelp, mistletoe, ginger, and cayenne pepper. It is an excellent formula designed to balance and support the heart and circulatory system. It is extremely effective and starts to work within days. Order your 2-month supply by visiting heartandbody.com or by calling 866-295-5305. 866-295-5305. Take the high road to a long and happy life. Heartandbody.com.
As many of you know, natural supplements are fantastic for your body and have zero side effects. You need to restore your body's natural balance. TerraVim strives to carry only the highest quality dietary supplements and natural vitamins that can be beneficial in helping your body recover from the impact of daily stress, allergens, illness, environmental pollution, and the aging process. Why buy from TerraVim? Simple. TerraVim provides a rewards program. Earn $1 for every $10 spent, free health consultations, free shipping on all orders, and an additional 10% discount on every order when you mention the coupon code RBN. Call 866-647-4372. That's 866-647-4372, or go to terravim.com. That's TerraVim.com. TerraVim, the best supplements on earth.
They said that Israeli forces knew not of the Liberty's true identity, and so they took advantage of the serenity. They attacked the silent ship, making a 40-foot hole in the starboard, killing 34 and wounding almost 200 more.
Well, folks, I guess the song went off. I don't know exactly if I'm on air. I hope I am. Sam, please let me know. Give me a type message. Okay, good, I'm on. Folks, I'll end with this. As I was talking about, being respectful of each other, let's do that, and let's be respectful to Republic Broadcasting Network. I mean, they go out on a limb to put a lot of shows on, and I think they're out on a limb with mine, and I don't want to disrespect anybody or have my guests disrespected or anybody who calls in disrespected with foul language. I mean, there's no reason for it. As I said before, we can agree to disagree, and my apologies to Mr. Van Ness and again to Mr. Leonard for that happening, and it won't happen again. Folks, dear friends, I do this show, and I do it lovingly and proudly every Friday. For your voice counts, and your voice does count. What I'm trying to say, and what I've been trying to say for years, is my beloved dead shipmates, they don't have a say-so. They're dead. I mean, dead, 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 and they've been dead a long, long time. But they're not forgotten, and they won't be forgotten. I mean, we have a lot of shipmates out there. We all go in different ways, and we all may not agree on one thing or another, but we do have respect for each other, and we're all out for the same outcome. The truth about the cold-blooded murders aboard the USS Liberty committed by our supposed ally Israel, June 8, 1967. So, my beloved shipmates, do not think we have forgotten you. We never will. As long as I'm alive, and as long as the last shipmate is alive, and as long as these radio shows goes on, your lives, I hope, will not be taken in vain. You know, the world needs to know the truth, and you know, the United States, you know, they know the truth, but they're covering up for Israel with their callous, murderous, cold-blooded murder on the high seas of some of the finest sailors and Marines and civilians this great country could offer in vain, I guess you would say, at the hands of Israel. They gave us up to be slaughtered, and that's what we're trying to get away from and get the truth out. And we will, because we are eyewitnesses, and our voices do count. Your voices count. That's why I wanted to name the show "Your Voice Counts," because it is your show as much as it is mine. You know, it's my duty and honor as a survivor and combat wounded veteran, and especially an American, you know, to seek the God's honest truth about this. And the war crimes Israel committed against the USS Liberty, as well as all Americans, not just the crew aboard the USS Liberty, when they attacked our banner, our flag, our ship in international waters, they declared war on this country. That's right, they declared war on the United States of America. And because of the politicians then and now, they still don't have the guts to tell the truth. Well, the crew of the USS Liberty and many, many others have the truth, and we'll tell the truth. And we'll continue on telling the truth, as I said, until we take our last breath. So hang on, folks. We're on for a long, long ride. My great appreciation to Mrs. Kat Faber and her husband, soulmate, Rick. Two wonderful, loving, giving people that I've ever met in my life. Regrettably, I've never talked to Rick. I have to make it a point to do that, but he's always working, taking care of his family, and so Kat can have her little kitties and her little pets. She's just one of those type of people that will take in a stray and take care of them and get all scratched up, and she doesn't care. She just loves them to death. And what a great person! What a beautiful, beautiful voice! And I wish her well as well as her mother and father. Her father is Harley. He just had heart surgery, and mother Helen, and he's doing fine, thank God. And we both with them both well for a long, long time. They're in their upper 80s, and I don't know if I ever get that far. If I do, it'll be something that I would never expect. But again, Kat, thank you for your beautiful songs. You can get her songs on Songs USS Liberty. Go to Songs USS Liberty and listen to her beautiful, beautiful voice and what she puts into it, her heart and soul. It brings a tear to my eye every time I hear it, and I've said that before, and I always will. Also, Ron Kukl, a survivor that gets many guests and has so many different jobs in this getting this show done. As Kat does, you know, she's our producer. She just runs around and gets things done and gets people on the show, lines them up, you know, and says thank you, and then afterwards. And I just, again, thank you, Kat, and also Ron, thank you. And again, I always want to remember my friend and shipmate Ron Kuko for his heroic act on June the 9th as pet off in Charlotte. Identification involved when we pulled in the mall. I said pulled in the mall about 7 days after that. Excuse me, but those men in that torpedo hole were, they were in that. And can you imagine? Hit by a torpedo, ripped to bits, unrecognized, and he had that job. He had that unforgettable job of trying to piece human flesh. I was there. I know what happened, but thank God. But I could sure smell the stench. I'll never forget it as long as I live. Fuel oil, salt water, and human flesh rotting in the hot seas of the Mediterranean. Unforgivable what Israel did to this great ship. And we'll never forget, or we'll never forgive. Forgiveness is when you fess up to what you did. Israel fess up. United States government fess up, quit covering up, and perhaps we can stop another war, all for the sake of Israel. I'll start by thanking my very dear friend John Gadusco, former lieutenant for the USS Liberty intelligence ship. He was an intel officer well by everybody aboard the ship. And I also want to thank Beth. His wife is healing now from a foot injury, and let's hope that she is getting well and everything is good. And John is taking great care of her. And John, you're a good man, and you have a great website, folks. Don't go to any other site but this one. I'm telling you, please go to tinyurl.com/USS Liberty. tinyurl.com/USS Liberty. Don't go to Jim Annis's site. With anything with Jim Annis on it, get rid of it, forget it, because he has nothing but hate and discontent for Republic American Press, me, and other shows that try to tell the truth because he thinks he knows everything. Well, Jim, you don't know everything, just as I know everything. But don't disrespect people to try to get out the truth as stations as this one. And so please, folks, go to John's site. Again, //USS Liberty if you want the real deal on what's going on with the USS Liberty. Now, to my guest tonight from Hawaii, Jesse De La Ponce. Now, thank you, Jesse, for calling in and from the great state of Hawaii. And I'm going to read a short bio here, and a very interesting bio. Jesse DJ at the radio station KTUH for 4 years, 2004 through 2008. The station is located on the campus of the University of Hawaii. Jesse was forced off the airwaves. Professor Hoffenberg at the University of Hawaii wrote letters to the station complaining that the GGA was that's a common word that the ADL and APAC
How would you like to own land? A refuge to escape from big cities, possible food shortages, the collapse of the dollar, or just a vacation trip is now available to you. Lots of fishing and hunting are available just across the Rio Grande River. Own your personal Colorado Wilderness RV lot within 3 stones throw of the Rio Grande River for $1,395. Quarter-acre lots, county road access. All lots come with warranty deed, all just for $1,395. Call 785-672-3141, 785-672-3141, or go online to coloradoriverlots.com for more information and to see photos. It is away from civilization, a good business investment, and a low-cost protection plan. Call today, 785-672-3141.
Meet Jerry D.
Hi.
Jerry and his family, like you, are very concerned about world conditions and have gathered many emergency preparedness items, including turtle tough shelters.
We have added 2 24-foot turtle tufts to our supplies and feel very secure knowing our large family is ready for whatever the future may bring.
Turtle tough shelters are not tents. They are permanent yet portable 4-season geodesic frame shelters that are as strong as a cabin at a fraction of the cost and are easy to set up, take down, and move anywhere. Available in 2 sizes. Get your Turtle Tough shelter and accessories included at TurtleToughShelters.com. That's Turtle, T-U-F-F Shelters.com. Or call 801-623-3288. That's 801-623-3288. Or see them online at TurtleToughShelters.com. Turtle Tough Shelters, your all-season home away from home.
Hey there, my name is Frank Bates. What I'm about to tell you in the next 60 seconds could get me in a lot of trouble. I just created a free video presentation at 123crooks.com that exposes the electricity monopolies and government agencies for what they really are. Incompetent, lying crooks that are counting on your ignorance and fear to keep your power bills criminally high. Some have called this a conspiracy. Others have called it a cover-up. And you'll be shocked to find out how deep the conspiracy goes. My video at 123crooks.com exposes the truth and shows you the secret of how I beat them and how you can beat them too. Watch the controversial video that thousands of other smart patriots have already seen in the last 3 months. Go to 123crooks.com and discover one weird trick to slash your power bill and protect your home. Go watch my video now at 123crooks.com before they force me to shut it down. 123crooks.com.
The time has finally come for the story to be told that should have been listened to a long time ago. In 1967, on the 8th day of June, came the attack of the Liberty and the needless loss of many of the crew.
Welcome back, folks. Here we go to Your Voice Counts. Thank you for listening in to Your Voice Counts, and thank you, Kat, again for your outstanding voice and your presence on this beautiful planet. You bring this planet great joy, and you bring the USS Liberty crew a much greater joy by your presence, doing what you do for us. Never be forgotten, ever. Jesse completed the defined courses in producing, camera, and editing for local TV community access channels. He is presently presenting programs on local TV, such as the attack on the USS Liberty. On the island of, I think I'll hope we get this right, Oahu, he films local events concerning many aspects of social, political scene. He has had many people on both sides of the spectrum complaining and praising his work. Because of his work, he has paid the price for trying to put the truth on the platter for the people of the world. Now, where have we heard that before? paid the price. You go against the AIPAC, you go against ADL, you go against Israel, and they're going to come. They're going to come after you. They're going to get you in some way. They're going to call you anti-Semitic. They're going to do this. They're going to get a Hoffenberg at the University of Hawaii to write letters and with a big bunch of fancy words and so on and so forth that don't mean anything. But before I forget, I got to give a special thanks to the Public Broadcasting Network for giving the USS Liberty a chance in this world to get the real truth out, to get to the nuts and bolts of this heinous war crime against the government of the United States, and of course the crew of the USS Liberty, and the slaughters that were committed that day, June 8, 1967, that is so fresh in our minds today. So thank you, John Statmiller, for giving Philip F. Tourney a chance to get the truth out. And also, I want to thank Sam. He's going to be our board operator tonight for doing such an outstanding job. So, Jesse, I'll tell you what, buddy, you're on, and what brings you on Your Voice Counts?
Good evening, Phil. And you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Jesse. Okay.
Well, first of all, I mean, your book, What I Saw That Day, it's you can't even put it down. You have to go through it entirely. As long as I've been on the subject of the USS Liberty, your book is just a profound experience. So, and I know what it's like to be on the radio or be a host. So, it's not easy. And what you're doing, Phil, is it's you're very fortunate that you're able to physically handle doing what you're doing, and I hope that continues, because there's very few voices out there that are willing to take the subject on, and you as a survivor, to be able to do what you're doing, I can't express to myself how appreciative that you as a survivor are helping us understand what has happened to our own country, United States of America. And it's been a history of the type of dumbing down of us and divide and conquer. And it continues on where Americans do not know how to work together like the Chinese. So we have major problems, and I'm hoping that with your help and others and on the internet, that we'll finally start to respect each other as Americans, and saying, hey, look, we got to respect what the truth is and get the truth out. Now, as you mentioned, I was on the radio at KTUH at the University of Hawaii, and I want to read a couple of the emails that so that the listeners can understand that how much of how important it is to them to make sure no one is saying anything in reference to Israel that they don't like. So this is one of the emails that came to the general manager. Dear KTUH staff, I'm a fan of KTUH, and I especially enjoy the audio broadcasts of frontline programs and reports. However, I am disappointed with the KTUH after listening to the DJ this morning. I certainly recognize his right to expression, free speech, and personal opinions. I find it unacceptable that a public radio station hosted by a public university...
Jesse, hold on, please. I hope you can hear me. I'm having a little bit of audio problems, but we're going to go to a break. Folks, please support your sponsors, RBN. We'll get right back with Jesse. Thank you very much.
You're listening to the Republic Broadcasting Network, because you can handle the truth.
Are you concerned about fluoride, chlorine, parasites, and other contaminants in your drinking water? Dalton ceramic water filters have been made continuously since 1827 and are used by disaster relief organizations and in third world countries to supply safe drinking water. Not only do we offer gravity filter systems, but also under the sink and countertop systems. Our replacement filters can be used to upgrade your existing system. And unlike some other filters on the market, Dalton filters do not have to be primed. For more information, call us at 800-696-1435, 800-696-1435, or order online at Dalton.com. That's DOULTON.com.
Herbal Healer Academy's new summer specials. Our 500 parts per million colloidal silver, all sizes on sale. Organic liquid iodine, liquid cal, mag, vitamin D, CoQ10 with hawthorn, colon enhancer, Super 2, natural laxative, our exceptional product Connexin, memory power, and Super Male and Femplex. All on sale for the summer at herbalhealer.com. Also, 10% off on the HHA survival course. This is an important time to have this information. Might save your life. Nation's leader in supplying quality natural medicine and education. herbalhealer.com. Free online newsletter. Quality natural medicine supplier since 1988. We ship the same day you place your order. Free 128-page catalog with your first order. Go to herbalhealer.com today. herbalhealer.com.
In an emergency situation, would you drink contaminated water? You could if you have the amazing LifeStraw from MyPatriotSupply.com. LifeStraw is the most advanced personal water filter available today. It filters contaminated water from almost any source. LifeStraw is lightweight and compact, perfect for hiking, camping, or in an emergency like a flood. LifeStraw is easy to clean, comes with a 1-year warranty, and has been used worldwide since 2005. Get the amazing LifeStraw personal water filter at MyPatriotSupply.com. Plus, check out Survival Seed Vault, 20 seed varieties for only $37.95, Tatler canning lids, long-term storable foods as low as $69.95, and much more at MyPatriotSupply.com. Enjoy stress-free shipping on all orders over $49. Call 866-229-0927 or visit MyPatriotSupply.com. That's 866-229-0927. MyPatriotSupply.com for emergency preparedness, self-reliance, and food independence.
Well, finally, the officials back to Washington sent out a message that the ship moved farther out to sea. There were too many errors and too much time wasted. The bombs were coming down. It would be too late.
Welcome back, folks. Here we go to Your Voice Counts with our very, very special guest, Jesse. And Jesse is an educator. He's a person that wants the truth. He's a person that researches the truth. And he's a person that that doesn't sit on his rear end. He gets out and gets things done. Jesse's he's done with a wonderful YouTube Jesse story in a friendly manner with one of our shipmates, Ernie Gallo, that owns the rights to Dead in the Water, agreed to have Jesse do a special thing for the USS Liberty. And I thank you for Jesse. I thank you, Jesse, for that. And I also thank you, Ernie Gallo, for giving Jesse the chance to do that. And Jesse, please go ahead. We got a pretty long run here, and you can go ahead and take it over.
Hey, Phil, and you're saying that was he able to put that on YouTube?
You know, I believe so. Yeah, I'm not for sure. I can't say 100% sure. But
because what I had asked of him was to have yourself and others go over it with a fine-tooth comb and make any suggestions, and I can rework it and come up with another revision. So
Well,
keep that in mind.
Yeah, well, listen, Jesse, it looks good to me. I'll tell you that, buddy. You did a heck of a job.
Well, I still want to perfect it more so. But anyway, let me move on here to what how this. The reason I'm reading these is because this happened. This one that I'm reading now, the email was February 28, 2007.
Okay, now let's get in. Now, the reason that you got this email is because of what subject?
Okay, let me read you this exactly what this person says. I find it unacceptable that a public radio station hosted by a public university allows the airing of completely biased anti-Israel, anti-Semitic. The Mossad was behind 9/11. Now, I, as a host, I believe strongly in free speech, and with that in mind, that we cannot learn if they dumb us down. We have to continue to be strong in our opinions until we try to resolve what makes sense. And if we can't do that, the system has dumbed us down. This goes back even when I was raised as the mindset of independency. I'm an independent, when in fact that's part of the strategy of dumbing down and keeping us divide and conquer, because we can't work together. But it just so happens when I went on to school, later on back to school, in the classes in Cambridge were, of course, very advanced, and there was a lot of group functioning, and very powerful when you interact with other students, especially older students. And but anyway, so that was what the comment there is, and I'll move on to that. There is truth to both sides of the Israeli-Palestinian debate, and nothing productive comes from the outright condemnation of Israel in the occupied territories, much less loopy conspiracy theories involving Israel masterminding 9/11. Okay, now here's the other one that comes on. Now, do we have time for me to go over these emails?
Absolutely. Okay. This is your show, Jesse. Go ahead, please.
Okay, so that was on February 28, 2007. So here we are, May 13, 2008. Thank you for all your assistance in trying to resolve the difficulties concerning last Thursday's Jazz and Politics show, that the potentially harmful show this Thursday. I particularly appreciate your honesty and the information you have provided. And this and my other correspondence can most certainly be shared with the DJ. I am sharing it with the rabbi of Temple Emmanuel, as it was he who originally brought this issue to my attention. Now, just recently, within the last month, the rabbi of Temple Emmanuel was being shifted out because of some sexual something. I'll say just sexual contamination, according to the paper, a local paper. So that's the rabbi that complained about my program. But so I'll move on. I originally mentioned that I would wait until the end of the day on Monday, as I did. At this point, I would sincerely hope that this Thursday show not include, and most certainly not be devoted to, a discussion about the number 6 million. I understand that the content of the show is determined by the DJ in line with FCC regulations and the rules and regulations of the university. So I am only asking within that context for the reasons that I have discussed beforehand. I think it would be an unfortunate use of time and effort. I also understand that no written or recorded transcripts of KTUA shows exist. I find this rather baffling for at least 2 reasons. They would provide the necessary materials to defend and justify the shows in the event that someone questions content, and would not such transcripts prove to be useful educational tools. I strongly urge KTUA to consider keeping such transcripts. The station may be faced in the future with someone more inclined than me to take action with a similar situation when a similar situation arises. I also appreciate and respect the structure which oversees the radio station, as it does other student communications venues, and at the same time provides for student freedom. I'm not sure where liability lies in all this, but I note the importance and intent of the structure. I would add, though, that the structure does not preclude student responsibility. All of that being said, I have communicated such information with the individual who first brought this matter to the attention of the rabbi. So there's another person. Could he be on the radio station? Subsequently to me. So there was somebody else involved that pointed the finger at me as the evildoer. It rests with him whether to pursue this matter with an outside entity, more likely the Anti-Defamation League. And I want to mention to the listeners, I got in the mail a package. I never did open it, and it's stored around here somewhere, from the Anti-Defamation League. Now, what do you think what was the message that they were trying to send me? He has contacted their office in San Francisco, and at the least they will document this case. The individual appreciates freedom of speech issues and understands that apparently no FCC regulations have been violated. I will support his efforts consistent with freedom of speech, the traditional independence of American universities, and the importance of student education. One natural development is for me or someone else to call in or sit in the studio during the Thursday show, and I have not received a formal invitation to do so from the DJ. Well, I do have that, and I'll read that one after this one that was officially signed by Professor Hoffenberg, who is now still a professor at the University of Hawaii. Thank you very much for your call, your phone calls to my office, and for your generous invitation. Now, this is from me to him. Now, as I mentioned to you, Phil, and to the listeners, that I believe in free speech. If we don't get it out there and tug at it, we're not going to get any. We're doing what the biggies have been doing to us right along. If we can't discuss something and tear it apart, then we're just going to go along blindly. Okay, thank you very much for your phone calls to my office and for your generous invitation to sit with you this Thursday during your show. I called back the number that you left, but there was no answer. Oh, yeah. So I'm asking your general manager and program director to forward to you this message. I appreciate your invitation, but I need to say thanks but no thanks for several reasons. Most particularly that I have 3 children who need to be taken care of during the late afternoon or early evening. It is quite frankly not a convenient time, and I do apologize. Now, if this was so important to him, you mean to tell me he couldn't have got a babysitter or something? If we can, if we can find a different time, and if we can agree on what will be discussed, wait a minute. What is he telling? What is he saying? This is free speech. Then I could try ahead of time to make arrangements for my kids. I realize that by declining your invitation, I also opt out of direct input. So let me ask you with respect that you do not devote the show or even bring up the argument about whether or not 6 million Jews were murdered. Now, a caller brought that up. There's 2 books that I went back after this program and investigated, did some research, and Raul Hillenberg, The Destruction of the European Jews, and Butz, B-U-T-Z, The Hoax of the 20th Century. So I wasn't shooting at the top of the gentleman that called. He wasn't shooting from the hip. So there's some information. Anybody wants to research that out. But what is politically motivated attempt to revise history for unethical, perhaps anti-Semitic reasons? This would not be a meaningful and serious discussion in the interest of knowledge and multiculturalism. If the question is raised, I would certainly understand why you would raise the same question about the number of Africans enslaved and murdered during the slave trade era, the number of original Hawaiians and Australians who died as a result of colonization, and the number of men, women, and children victimized by the 2 atomic bombs in 1945. As a serious historian and human being, I would only confront those for serious and apolitical reasons, but not to make a political and racial point. I would assume that you agree with me. Not much good, if any, could come of devoting airtime in that way. So he's already wanting to make sure that we talk what he wants. Okay, so we have the last one here. Let's see if this is even worth reading. It was basically the same. Must have come from him because it's basically the same information about the challenge, the right of Israel to exist. So it goes on. So, folks, this is like May 12, 2008, and Phil, this is what I had to go through way back when I started on the radio, and they finally got me off, and they found ways of getting me off, and which was, you move on. I'm doing the programming for local community media, and so at least I have some way of venting what I believe should be out there.
Okay, Jesse, very interesting information, interesting letters. I'll start off. I have several things I want to talk about. First, you talked about the agreement about the topic with this professor before he would do anything. And he wanted the upper hand there. There's no doubt.
Right.
And then also the anti-Semitic word has been put out to the ADL, AIPAC, ICE, and every other Jewish organization. That is the talking point. If you have a problem with somebody, the first thing you do is call them anti-Semitic. Okay. Thirdly, we have his very profound and can I say just heartbreaking news about the blacks that were brought from Africa to the United States. Well, what he fails to mention in that is that the blacks that were put aboard those ships and sailed to the seas and ended up in the United States of America were owned by Jews. These slaves were bought by Jews, and they were sold by Jews. Now, this isn't something new. This is a fact. They had the money then, they had the power, and they made tons of it. So I would ask the professor to, revisit that issue about the poor blacks that were brought over from Africa into slavery. That was not done by a Christian, or it was not done by a Muslim, or it was not done by anybody else but the Jews. Fourthly, we have a person that is blindsided and looks forward to nothing other than the 6 million figure. Now, I'm not an expert on the Holocaust, and I don't even want to really get into it. If one person was killed, that's way too many. But when you broach the topic of saying, let's try to figure this out or try to figure that out, then the anti-Semitic word comes out, and the ultimate outcome of it is Jesse gets the boot, and the professor Hoffenberg has still got his position.
That's correct.
At the University of Hawaii. So it is a very difficult ladder we stand on, but it's a steady ladder because we stand on truth and justice and the American way. The American way is the knowledge of truth. And if he is afraid about not talking about anything other than 6 million, or he's afraid about talking about the people that brought the slaves over to the United States of America and sold them, or if he's afraid about talking about the USS Liberty, there's a reason for that. Now, I've been called anti-Semitic, Jew hater, Nazi, Holocaust denier just because I'm a survivor of the USS Liberty. Now, I saw the state of Israel, the Jews aboard that ship, those ships and those planes, slaughter my shipmates and blow them to bits and murder them. And that's a fact. That's a true story. And we have eyewitnesses to that. And we have war crimes commission that we brought up. And they threw it all in the trash, Jesse, all for the simple fact of the power that this country is under. They are under the thumb of the Israeli lobby, AIPAC.
Absolutely. That's correct.
Listen, we're going to go into a break here in just a second, but support your sponsors on RBN, please, and thank you, Sam, for the heads up. And remember, folks, God bless America, God bless RBN, and let's keep this country strong. See you in a minute.
If you're taking 1, 2, 5, or more nutritional supplements, please stop. Simplify your supplementation with Bio Superfood, the most advanced nutritional whole food supplement you can buy. Men, women, children, even Olympic athletes the world over have discovered Bio Superfood from BioAge.com. And now take just one nutritional supplement instead of many. The Bio Superfood formulas are whole food products composed with 4 of the most nutrient-dense algae found on Earth. Bio Superfood for the brain helps with focus, memory, clarity, and mood. If you can increase brain health, the rest of the body is a no-brainer. Bio Superfood has 0 toxicity and is safe for you and your family. Learn more and order your Bio Superfood formulas at BioAge.com, spelled BIOAGE.com, BioAge.com, or call 877-288-9116. That's 877-288-9116. BioAge, the age of advanced organics.
Would you like to reclaim lost health? Are supplements only getting you so far? Hey folks, my name is Franklin. I had a heart attack in 2006 that left me with a damaged valve working at only 20% capacity and odds against being here now. Then I found RNA Drops, a patented complement formula that creates perfect cells in your body. My perfect cells helped me to regain heart function and more. What could your body do with perfect cells? For a limited time, you can find out for free. Go to franklinsrnadrops.com and get a free mini bottle, valued at $50 on its way. Just pay shipping and handling. While you're there, you can view our growing line of products and hear amazing stories of what these products have done for others. My story is there as well. That's franklinsrnadrops.com. Start reclaiming your health today by giving your body what it needs. I cannot wait to hear what your perfect cells are doing for you. Thank you.
Corporate media dominates the American opinion. Finding independent voices that counter this avalanche is becoming increasingly difficult. With the endless corruption running rampant throughout our government, independent voices are needed more than ever to battle the offensive against our freedoms and liberties. As a listener of RBN, no one understands this concept better than you. Now it's up to you to do your part. The time has come for you to take action and begin broadcasting the truth to hundreds or thousands of people every month. Sound impossible? Quite the contrary. With pointed slogans from LibertyStickers.com, you can reach countless sleeping Americans unaware that they live in a real-life wonderland. LibertyStickers.com has a huge inventory of political bumper stickers and messages that reflect the truth about our government, our politicians, and the future of America. With so many in stock, there's one perfect for you. Visit us today at LibertyStickers.com. Again, that's LibertyStickers.com. Do your part. Your voice is important. Let it be heard.
They said that Israeli forces.
Welcome back, folks. Here we go to Your Voice Counts. Excuse me. Here we go, folks. Back to Your Voice Counts. I had to jump in there a little bit quick. I'm sorry. But I want to let everybody know we got a caller coming up in just a moment. And the call-in number is 877-488-5350 if you have something to say to my very special guest, Jesse, or myself. And, I during the break, I was thinking about these debates we're having, and next month we have an election, a very important election. And I would like the President of the United States, the Honorable President Obama, and Mitt Romney, the governor, former governor, that this country is founded on great values from our founders, and we are not supposed to be beholden to one country. So, folks, remember, and I would hope the presidents, whichever one wins, holds America first, and keep America safe beyond all countries. America is number one. Forget about the free giveaways to Israel, anywhere else in the world, any country. Let's get this country strong and not be beholden to the state of Israel and their pacts and their pack of lies about if you don't support Israel, you're not American. Well, I am an American, and I support America first. I support America only. When I took the oath to go in the United States Navy, I took that oath to protect this country from all enemies, foreign and domestic. And that is not just to protect Israel, believe me. It is to protect the United States of America. Go ahead, Jesse.
Okay, thank you, Phil. I do want to mention, do we have a caller on the line?
No, he had dropped off. In fact, he was from Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
He said he would call back.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I do want to mention there's a couple of emails in support of the program, right? Just so that we know there is other people out there that do listen in and are appreciative what some of us try to do. I enjoyed your show this morning on Israel influence over U.S. policy. It was most educational and informative. I wish more mainstream media networks like Fox would air such programs and the truth about what goes on. So here's another one, and then I'll have a question for you. Today's program, focusing on the Israeli-Palestine conflict, kept me riveted to the radio for the entire show. I think this is exactly the type of program that belongs on KTUH because it has offered a thorough, thoughtful, in-depth, and unsanitized look at the forces shaping a major world issue. I gained insights into the issue that are unobtainable from the mainstream media. Listening to today's program was incredibly thought-provoking and interesting. Exactly what I think college radio should be. I am thankful to be able to listen to KTUH every day and proud that KTUH directors and DJs offer an excellent variety of alternative programming. And this was on June 6, 2006. So this is, I'm bringing this to the attention of
Jesse,
your
we're coming up to a break. I apologize to interrupt, but very interesting emails. Folks, support your sponsors at RBN. They have a pledge drive going. If you got an extra few bucks, please do it. Go to republicbroadcasting.org and, put a few bucks in the till. See you in a minute.
I'll hear the bomb again. I'll hear the bomb again.
And handle the truth.
Well, the time has finally come for the story to be told that should have been listened to a long time ago. In 1967, on the 8th day of June.
Welcome back, folks. Here we go to one of the finest radio stations out there, as far as I know. Of course, I'm a little bit biased because I've been on here for quite some time, and I respect the people that run the station. I respect the people that to host their shows, and I respect the sponsors. So, again, folks, RBN is having a pledge drive. If you got an extra few bucks, go ahead and throw it in the till, and let's keep this train moving, and let's not slow it down a bit. And I'm just thrilled that we have the opportunity to do this, and let's continue it as long as we can. Jesse, we have a caller, Nick, and Nick is from Hawaii. I don't know exactly what island, or if he's on the Big Island or what. I know he wants a question to talk to you or to talk to me or both of us. It doesn't make any difference. But, Nick, welcome to the show, and thank you for calling in on Your Voice Counts.
Thanks very much, Phil. Can you hear me?
You bet, Nick. Go ahead.
Great. Well, thank you very much. It's a wonderful show. Very, very much needed. I just wanted to make a few comments on Jesse's work. He's been a real champion out here in Oahu. He's fearless. He always asks the hard questions, never afraid to get the issues out there in public, and he's been an inspiration to me and others, I'm sure. I first met him at an anti-war march, I think back in 2003, and he had a sign saying, "America, Israel's slave," and I dropped into line behind him at the end there, and I sort of rolled my eyes. What is this guy on about? But I've come to learn that he was absolutely right. His radio show was tremendous. And the thing that I don't think he mentioned was he always invited people on the show who disagreed with what was being said. He didn't keep anybody off. He always invited people who disagreed to come on and state their opinions. But of course, that's not what these people are interested in. I think it was my call that set the ADL on him. I happened to mention the name of David Cole, the Jewish fellow who investigated the Holocaust claims at Auschwitz and produced a film saying there was no evidence of it, no forensic evidence. As soon as I mentioned his name and his film on the radio, Jesse's email and phones get called, and the heat came down on him. But back to the Liberty. I just think it's such an important story. It's so powerful. The evidence is so clear. It's irrefutable. You look at the quotes from Richard Helms of the CIA and Kirby of the NSA, Admiral Moore. There's no question. It was an intentional attack. And if people, it's a great lead into the other problems that we have in the society. And it's just real important that you're out there, Phil, keeping it alive. And guys like Jesse spread the word out in other places as well.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jesse, you go ahead and handle that call. But I'll tell you what, Nick. Thanks a lot. And you're right on track with what you just said. So go ahead, Jesse, please.
Well, caller, I want to thank you for supporting me, and it's as Phil understands that we need all the support we can get in wherever you are, and I hope friends of yours, your family, support you as well. And some of your activities, as you mentioned, we were marching.
Hang on, both of you, don't go anywhere, because we've got a long show here. So just hang on. We've got a great break coming on. So support your sponsors at RBN. Real people, real talk, real news, because you can handle the truth on RBN.
If you're taking 1, 2, 5, or more nutritional supplements, please stop. Simplify your supplementation with Bio Superfood, the most advanced nutritional whole food supplement you can buy. Men, women, children, even Olympic athletes the world over have discovered Bio Superfood from BioAge.com. And now take just one nutritional supplement instead of many. The Bio Superfood formulas are whole food products composed with 4 of the most nutrient-dense algae found on Earth. Bio Superfood for the brain helps with focus, memory, clarity, and mood. If you can increase brain health, the rest of the body is a no-brainer. Bio Superfood has 0 toxicity and is safe for you and your family. Learn more and order your Bio Superfood formulas at BioAge.com, spelled BIOAGE.com, BioAge.com, or call 877-288-9116. That's 877-288-9116. BioAge, the age of advanced organics.
How would you like to own land? A refuge to escape from big cities, possible food shortages, the collapse of the dollar, or just a vacation trip is now available to you. Lots of fishing and hunting are available just across the Rio Grande River. Own your personal Colorado Wilderness RV lot within 3 stones throw of the Rio Grande River for $1,395. Quarter-acre lots, county road access. All lots come with warranty deed. All just for $1,395. Call 785-672-3141. 785-672-3141. Or go online to ColoradoRiverLots.com for more information and to see photos. It is away from civilization, a good business investment, and a low-cost protection plan. Call today, 785-672-3141.
Would you like to reclaim lost health? Are supplements only getting you so far? Hey folks, my name is Franklin. I had a heart attack in 2006 that left me with a damaged valve working at only 20% capacity and odds against being here now. Then I found RNA Drops, a patented complement formula that creates perfect cells in your body. My perfect cells helped me to regain heart function and more. What could your body do with perfect cells? For a limited time, you can find out for free. Go to franklinsrnadrops.com and get a free mini bottle, valued at $50 on its way. Just pay shipping and handling. While you're there, you can view our growing line of products and hear amazing stories of what these products have done for others. My story is there as well. That's franklinsrnadrops.com. Start reclaiming your health today by giving your body what it needs. I cannot wait to hear what your perfect cells are doing for you. Thank you.
Well, finally, the ocean shows back to Washington. Sends out a message that the ship will farther out to sea.
Welcome back, folks. Here we go to your voice counts. We got, I don't know, a little over, I don't know, probably a good 40 minutes of show time. And again, thank you for listening in. Very much appreciated. And again, thank you, RBN, for the opportunity to get the truth out about many, many things. And, you know, folks, we don't get on the radio waves or the internet to tell lies. I mean, we would be off the air immediately. And no one wants to come up against the USS Liberty. I've not had one person come up against the USS Liberty and want to debate it in a professional manner. Now, I did go to the State Department and was up at the mic, and I was the president of the association at that time, to give my testimony, and the moderator, Mr. Mark Sessler, cut me off because they didn't want to hear the truth. They didn't want to hear the truth in our State Department, but they got to hear the Israeli side. The only good thing about it was we had a person there that wrote a statement from, excuse me, a former JAG officer, Ward Boston, that told the whole story that it was a lie. So we're back. Going to go into a break here, and then we'll go on. But folks, there's no reason for the crew of the USS Liberty or any supporters to lie. We have all the truth in the world, and we want to get it out there. So just hang in there with us, and be patient, and the truth will come out. But we need your support. We need you to, we need you to listen. We need you to call in. Writing your senators or people like that is I think it's a lost cause. And Jesse, with that box that you got from the ADL, you might want to have a Y50 come open that thing. But perhaps I got it wrong in the 10 seconds, but it did come up on my screen.
I never did open it.
Well, I don't know. I don't think I'd want to open it either. But no, they sent you a message, is what it was.
Yeah.
We know who you are, and da.
Yeah.
But as being an American and seeing my fellow Americans being murdered in cold blood, it is my duty as an American to report those crimes to the proper authorities, which I did. And when I reported those crimes to the proper authorities, I was instructed that if I ever breathed a word of what I just told a flag admiral, Admiral Isaac Kidd, I would be put in the penitentiary or worse. And everybody knew what worse was. So, here we are, folks. Here we are, Nick and Jesse on the line right now, and you guys can follow up with whatever you'd like, but, we're not here to spew the lies. And if you could call us liars, prove it. Come on the show, ADL, AIPAC, ICE, President Netanyahu, or excuse me, Prime Minister Netanyahu, or any of his cabinet, or anybody else that wants to say that the USS Liberty crew are a bunch of nuts and liars and Jew haters. I wish you would please do that, because we'd love to get you on. We'll make a special show for you. Listen, we got a call, guys. Hang on, Nick and Jesse. Carol from Idaho. Come on, Carol, you're up.
Oh, hi, Phil. Thank you so much for taking the call. Jesse and Phil, I just want to honor both of you and thank you for your sacrifices, your service, and your dedication. It's just so needed. Would you let me make just a comment, please?
Sure, go ahead.
A few minutes ago, Jesse mentioned, I think, something about Israel's right to exist. And every time I hear that expression, I think, I do not have the right to exist if it means moving in on you and your property and your life and shoving you out. And this is what the political state of Israel, the people that built that state, the political people that built it, that's what they did. Now, the Israelis that live over there, yeah, they have a right to exist. Every human being does. But as a political state, Israel does not have a right to smash the Palestinian people, shove them into a corner, murder them, and whatever else they're doing over there. So I just wanted to express that, and I think you probably agree, right, Jesse, Phil?
Absolutely. I agree 100,000%. What we've seen happen to the Palestinian people, especially the attack on the Gaza Strip.
Yes.
I mean, it was, we're looking at 1,500 people, and 500 were like children. I mean, it was just, and what have the Palestinians got?
Oh, the poor people. It's just unbelievable what America has become. I'm so ashamed of my political nation.
It's a real tragedy. But again, I go back to how this is not just happened yesterday, of how they managed to control us. This has been years now in the works. And how they managed to divide and conquer, and we can't get together, and, it's very difficult.
And they're relatively few in numbers compared to 300 million plus Americans,
Right.
Yet we're so helpless and disenfranchised. Anyway, I just wanted to say that, and God bless you both, and thank you very much to Nick, too, all of you.
Thank you very much for calling in. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. And I just want to add to that what Carol said, that here we are, the greatest nation in the world, and we still are, even though we're flat broke and fighting wars for Israel, we're still the greatest nation in the world if we would just take it back. But you know what is so sad, folks? The greatest nation in the world is in cahoots and supplying the money to put 1.7 million men, women, and children in barbed wire concentration camps where they don't even have clean water, very access to heat, very access to just the human needs of life. And on the other side of the fence, there's beautiful golf courses, mansions, and beach homes that are selling for $2 or $3 million a copy. So folks, it's just disgusting, and we keep on giving Israel the green light, the green light, the green light. And with our two candidates for the next president, they cowed down to Israel. And let's face it, folks, both of them do. All of them had. The only good thing I can say, and I respect Obama for this, is not meeting with Netanyahu. Go ahead, either one of you.
But Nick, is he still here? Is Nick still on?
This whole issue of the control and how it's been established, and there's such a small percentage of the population. There's a quote from a British diplomat in 1914, Cecil Spring Rice, saying, one by one, the leading newspapers in America are being taken over by Jews. You know, the New York Times was taken over in 1906. Donald Day, who was a reporter with the Chicago Tribune, I think, the big paper owned by Major, I forget his name. He was a reporter in Eastern Europe in the 30s and through the war years, and he could print the truth about what was going on and who the Bolsheviks were and, you know, and all of that. But they finally shut him down and drove him out, and he ended up volunteering to fight with the Finns against the Bolsheviks. But he talks about how the newspaper industry was being taken over, and these liars like Durante and the New York Times, who got a Pulitzer Prize for lying and covering up the massacre and the starvation of the Russians. So it goes back 100 years. Benjamin Friedman in 1961 said that the Zionists rule the United States. And that was 50 years ago, 60 years ago. Henry Ford talks about how even when they didn't own all of the media, with their money, they could withdraw advertising and shut down any papers they didn't like. So the political representatives are a lost cause. The only thing I think we can do is chip away at public support and belief in our corrupt leaders. And the USS Liberty is a case that I think is crystal clear and very powerful. I saw a story today about how the Israeli snipers have been taking out American soldiers in Iraq and in order to create chaos. The so-called Biden plan for Iraq to divide it up into Sunni, Shiite, and Kurdish territories, that's an old Zionist plan. He's not providing any original thought. He's just a toady for the Israelis. So stories like that and the Liberty story, if we can slowly undermine people's belief in the government, I guess I'm a terrorist for saying that, but then they won't be able to get away with this stuff indefinitely. But it goes back a long, long time. There used to be voices like Father Coughlin speaking out, identifying this Jewish control. But today everyone's cowed, and, you know, that's why 9/11 is such a huge story. It's plain as day who was behind it, who benefited, who was caught celebrating it. But it's such a big story that the average person is too fearful, can't imagine doing it, so they won't believe it. So we're in a bit of a pickle. But
let me try to get us out of that pickle just a bit. And by the way, thank you for your comments. They were excellent. And I wanted to say that the pickle is this: if the United States government, if the people of America and the world knew what happened about the USS Liberty and why they would drop Israel like a hot potato. We're going to go to a break here. We're going to go to a break, so hang on, folks. Don't go anywhere. Very interesting conversation, something you need to know. Support your sponsors on RBN. You know, real news, real talk, real people, because you can't handle the truth.
If you would like to live your life free of sickness, pain, and fear, live your life with increased vitality, energy, and youthfulness, and experience your body healing itself from anything out of bounds concerning cardiovascular or diabetic circulation problems, then this might be the most important ad you'll ever hear. It is possible to acquire a 100% organic nutritional supplement for a healthy heart and circulation, which works. It is extremely effective and starts to work within days. For a long and healthy life, order today by calling 866-295-5305. 866-295-5305. A healthy heart is a happy heart. Order online at heartandbody.com That's heartandbody.com.
As many of you know, natural supplements are fantastic for your body and have zero side effects. You need to restore your body's natural balance. Terravim strives to carry only the highest quality dietary supplements and natural vitamins that can be beneficial in helping your body recover from the impact of daily stress, allergens, illness, environmental pollution, and the aging process. Why buy from Terravim? Simple. Terravim provides a rewards program. Earn $1 for every $10 spent, free health consultations, free shipping on all orders, and an additional 10% discount on every order when you mention the coupon code RBN. Call 866-647-4372. That's 866-647-4372, or go to terravim.com. That's TERRAVIM.com. Terravim, the best supplements on earth.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
A healthy heart starts with Extendovite. I've always believed that I had to have a strong defense to overcome the new superbugs of today. Extendovite, a 7-herb heart protection cocktail, not only helped me to overcome a massive heart attack, but it also has built up my natural immune defenses against colds and flus. Extendovite has so many benefits that we all should be taking Extendovite to build up our defenses for what superbugs might emerge yet. So start today, clean out the toxins, and be as healthy as you can be. To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit our website at heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite. They said that Israeli forces.
Welcome back, folks. Here we go to Your Voice Counts. A very interesting show, and I wanted to thank, the people that are calling in. If you want to call in, go to 877-488-5350. Now, folks, I want to say something here that you might find a little strange, but I think it is it's very pertinent to what's going on during World War II and what's happening right now. And this is to all servicemen that gave up their all for America. My uncle was captured on his first jump. He was in the Army Air, and he was captured on his first jump, and he spent the rest of the war in a concentration camp. My dad fought the war for over 2.5 years on the ground. He was a mortarman. He crossed the Rhine River more times than he ever can remember. He can remember in the raft that they would go crossing the Rhine River and the tracer bullets coming over their heads. He can remember that vividly. He's dead now, but he told me that story. He said only at the end of his life. And my uncle, they came back about 88 pounds. He had no animosity towards the German people. They had nothing to eat in the concentration camps, and he didn't either. They shared what they had, potato skins or whatever. My point being is this. Israel gets all this money for what happened during World War II. Listen, folks, the men and women that got them out of that situation, that liberated them, how about giving them $2 or $3 billion a year? Don't they deserve something? Don't they deserve something for liberating a people that were oppressed? Do you think they do? Well, I do. And it's about time America takes care of their own and quits serving another master, the state of Israel. Go ahead.
Okay. Phil, is Nick still on?
Yep.
Okay, what other comments, Nick, do you want to make out there to the audience that you really feel is important?
Just, I mean, there are these topics that I just think are doorways, that will wake people up. I think 9/11 is wide open. They can't hide the facts of their involvement. The Liberty is like that. It's a little bit easier to maybe wrap your head around than 9/11, and the better lead-in. Alan Sobrowski talks about that, hitting some people with the Liberty facts. They haven't heard it. They're stunned, can't believe it. And then he follows up and says, when you know they did 9/11 as well. Now, he has the credentials to do that. I don't have that kind of stuff, but World War II, there's all sorts of things about World War II that maybe you can use to wake people up with. Back to this 6 million number. I mean, you can find advertisements in newspapers all over America in the 20s and the teens talking about 6 million Jews. 6 million Jews are suffering. 6 million Jews are starving. This number is a fetish. It goes back to the Talmud. You know, they're not supposed to return to the land of Israel until 6 million people have perished. And that's where this fixation comes with 6 million. Recently, someone in Jerusalem with the Catholic Church over there, a Reverend Shamali, I've forgotten his name, but he addressed the fact that all of this violence against Christians and Christian holy sites comes out of this Talmudic teaching of hatred. And it's like, wonderful. You know, Christianity, the Christians have forgotten about this fact for the last 100 years, but it's always been there. And that's why they murder with impunity, because it's in their religious tradition. We used to know it, and we've forgotten it.
Nick, I got to ask you something. Okay, you talked about hate. The United States of America is the most hated superpower in the world because of our passionate attachment to one country or one state, and that state is the state of Israel. Now, if we would not be so close to Israel and not serve their interests, do you think this country, do you think this world would be a safer and better place for all people, all humans to live?
Yeah, absolutely. And we would get the respect that we deserve. We're generous people. We're not, you know, that's one of my big beefs is that people always refer to American foreign policy and American wars. And I go back to Benjamin Friedman and say, we haven't had an independent foreign policy in 100 years. Friedman talks about how the Zionists created the conditions that would lead to World War II by the way they rigged the Versailles Treaty. He was there. He says, I know I was there. This is what they did. They set up the conditions so that Germany would be forced into an untenable position, and they created World War II. He says that they promised the British that they would bring in America into World War I, even though the Germans clearly were winning. No troops had crossed into German soil at all. Germany had the upper hand, and yet they got America into the war by promising Britain.
Yep. Hey, Nick, we're going to go to another break. I'll tell you, this show is just flying by, and I'll tell you, it's just interesting. I didn't know we were going to have a three-way show, but I sure am glad we have it, because it's a lot of great topics. Folks, support your sponsors at RBN. Thank you, Sam. You're doing a heck of a job tonight, and we'll see you in just a few minutes. Hang on, folks.
You're listening to the Republic Broadcasting Network, because you can handle the truth.
Don't answer it! How can I stop these annoying collection calls?
Imagine being free from your debt without settling, and with no payment plan, no negotiating or filing bankruptcy, and no attorneys. What if you could eliminate the risk from all your unsecured debt in about 90 days and keep all your money? You can. It's called Zero Debt Guarantee, and it works. There's no other program of its kind on the planet, and we guarantee the results in writing. Call now, 800-477-9256. Let our team of experts provide you with the resources resources to fight back, stop collection calls, and prevent and stop wage garnishments and bank levies. If you're facing foreclosure, we can help. Don't go it alone. Get free information now by calling 800-477-9256. Talk to an expert who has also completed our program. Call 800-477-9256 for free info or go to ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com. That's 800-477-9256 or go to ZeroDebtGuaranteed.com.
Are you prepared? Are you ready? You should be. CampingSurvival.com is your source for camping supplies, survival gear, and survival food. Whether you are an emergency preparedness-minded individual interested in MRE and colloidal silver, a hardcore hiker in need of paracord, a water filter system, and fire piston, or just need a basic first aid kit or emergency kit for the family, CampingSurvival.com is the right place. Call CampingSurvival.com today. Toll free 800-537-1339. CampingSurvival.com. It's not about the end of the world. It's not about surviving a hypothetical plane crash. It's about the satisfaction you get knowing you can take care of yourself and or your family in any situation, anytime, anywhere. Call now. 800-537-1339.
Meet Jerry D.
Hi.
Jerry and his family, like you, are very concerned about world conditions and have gathered many emergency preparedness items, including turtle tough shelters.
We have added 2 24-foot turtle tufts to our supplies and feel very secure knowing our large family is ready for whatever the future may bring.
Turtle tough shelters are not tents. They are permanent yet portable 4-season geodesic frame shelters that are as strong as a cabin at a fraction of the cost and are easy to set up, take down, and move anywhere. Available in 2 sizes. Get your Turtle Tough shelter and accessories included at TurtleToughShelters.com. That's Turtle, T-U-F-F Shelters.com. Or call 801-623-3288. That's 801-623-3288. Or see them online at TurtleToughShelters.com. Turtle Tough Shelters, your all-season home away from home.
Well, the time has finally come for the story to be told that should have been listened to a long time ago in 1967.
Back, folks, here we go for a good long run on Your Voice Counts on the best radio station that I know of, RBN on Studio B. Real news, real talk, real people, because you can't handle the truth. And this is what this show is all about, the truth. It's not about anything else. Now, I wanted to bring up something that just fires me up. Now, I have my faith, and I have my glory, and I have my duty to support one flag, not 2, but one flag, and that flag is the United States of America. And I've seen flags of the United States of America with the Star of David, over the flag, the red, white, and blue, and to me, this is a visual aspect of integrating even more the society of American and Israel as one, and we are not one. I took one oath to serve one country. I gave my blood and sweat and tears, as others have, for the red, white, and blue. So John Hagee and his flag in Texas or wherever he has his church, and the rest of these preachers that have the Israeli flag and their pins with the Star of David on top of our flag, to me, is un-American, unpatriotic, and disgusting. What are your thoughts on that, gentlemen?
Well, Nick, do you want to take that one? Or?
Why don't you take it, Jess?
Well, Hagee for one, right? And one of the most important documentaries was made by the Netherlands is VPRO, VPRO, front backlight Israeli lobby. That'll give you a peek at Hagee, and the people really need to see where he's going. The surprising part of it is the fact that he has so many followers, and he can preach saying that we need to attack Iran for Israel. I mean, the absurdity of some of these people that are preaching God, and yet, they have a controlled audience, and the people are shaking their heads up and down. Any comments on that, Nick?
Well, they've certainly gotten a handle on a lot of these Christian churches. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think my phone may die on me here.
Okay.
It's a huge problem. I just hope that people are going to figure things out through different avenues. I mean, if they're going to a church and they're preaching that Israel and America are one, it's awful hard for people to overcome that unless they wake up to the fraud of our banking system, or unless they hear about the Liberty and they start to ask questions. I'm not sure there's much we can do about them. But just before my phone dies, I wanted to mention, the Zionists got Palestine in exchange for bringing America into World War I. David Irving, the historian, dug up a letter to Churchill in World War II, in which the Zionists again are extorting promises from Britain in exchange for bringing America into the Second World War. This time they wanted weapons and arms for the settlers, and they got that. But there's a piece of proof that they used the same tactics in the Second World War, and the Palestinians were just being set up for slaughter. Anyway, I think my phone's about dead. Wonderful show, Phil. Again, this is such an important issue.
Nick,
Yeah.
God bless you. You're welcome back anytime. And listen, friend, enjoy yourself in paradise. It's going to start snowing here, so have a great time.
Oh, winter wonderland. I'm envious.
Okay,
all right.
right.
God bless you, Phil. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Nick.
Jesse. Bye.
I wanted to comment about wars and the way we got into them, and the way we've gotten into many wars. And let me just start with the last two, with Afghanistan and Iraq. Those wars are fought only for the benefit, protection of the State of Israel. Iraq was the biggest scam that has been put on the American citizens that I can think of. I mean, you've got the President of the United States, the Secretary of State, and many, many others going before the UN and the country and saying, listen, we got to get these wars. We got to get these weapons of mass destruction. I know we got them. They got them. And we just got to go get them. It makes perfect sense if that was the truth, but they knew it wasn't the truth. They lied through their tooths. They lied and they lied and they lied and they lied, and they continue to lie. And I see so many veterans, and I'm in veterans groups, and I talk to veterans, and when they come back, my own son fought in Afghanistan. He fought there for 13 to 14 months and spent 15 months in a wounded warrior program before they retired him from the Army. So are they doing America any favors? I think not. I think not. So, folks, if you think you can believe everything that comes out of Washington, D.C., think again. And think again. Listen, Israel cares about Israel. Israel does not care about anybody else but Israel. And, folks, we have a caller on the line. We have several callers, and I want to take them both, and I'll tell you why. First of all, James from L.A., and I want James to come on. I believe it's James Morris from L.A., from USHijack.com. Then we got John from Arizona. Go ahead and keep it short, James. Welcome to Your Voice Counts.
Thanks for taking my call. Good to have Jesse on the show. I'm glad that you got my voicemail to have him on, and contacted Dirty Gallo apparently to put him on. He did a great job with that USS Liberty documentary, and not only that, he was very kind to do an excellent job in putting on my Russia Today crosstalk interview on Syria, which still applies today. I mean, we just saw Rand Paul on CNN. I was kind of down on Rand Paul for not talking about cutting off foreign aid to Israel like he did last year in his recent CNN interviews. But recently he just came on to criticize Romney for his Virginia Military Institute speech a few days ago, where he was basically pushing the neocon war for Israel agenda against Syria and Iran. And, Rand Paul came on there and Burnett's CNN show and said that, hey, I'm not for that. I may have spoken for Romney at the Republican convention, but I'm not for any additional wars versus Syria and Iran. I got to commend him for that. And he'd even said that we could be in a war with Syria before the election the way it's going. And Romney comes out saying he wants to arm the Syrian rebels. Another thing I just wanted to weigh in on about last week, I know you'd mentioned it at the beginning of the show. I didn't catch the whole entire opening, but the last few minutes of it. And I appreciate taking my call again. Jesse had mentioned the excellent Dutch documentary, VPRO. Absolutely excellent. Jesse can give you the website again for how to get to that. He had mentioned Hagee's on there. That's quite correct. But you also see Colonel Lawrence Wilkerson on there. And he's the one that Ron Kugel and I interviewed, obviously, as Phil already knows, a few months ago. And it still hasn't been added to the archive. I don't know why. I don't know what happened to it. It went down the memory hole or rabbit hole, whatever. But it was an excellent interview because he went on to say that Cheney was actually the president during the George W. Bush era. And we all kind of suspected that. He was in with the neocons pushing all these wars for Israel. But another point I wanted to make from that documentary is that he had used the word that I'd used last week. I mean, I probably wouldn't have used that word if I had another shot at it. But on the other side of the token, I think it was most appropriate. He used it in that VPRO documentary, and of course we're talking about the BS word. And the exception I took to the prior callers was that it's a given that Israel did 9/11. I don't agree with that. I think the Mossad agents knew that 9/11 was about to happen with the World Trade Center, but it's our support for Israel that brought down those towers. There's a rage in the Arab Muslim world at our foreign policy supporting Israel against the Palestinians, and we cannot overlook that. And when I used the BS word last week, like Colonel Wilkerson used in that VPRO Dutch documentary, yeah, it was, I probably shouldn't have used it. But if he used it in that documentary, I felt I was appropriate to use it last week.
Can I jump in?
Let me interrupt.
Yeah, let me say something.
The reason I brought that up was, this show is we want to be respectful of each other, and I understand who you are, James. I've met you. I know you. I know your mother. You're a person that cares about America. And, we can agree to disagree on one thing or another, and I think it was a slip of the tongue, and I do. That's why I brought you up, and I'm glad you brought that subject up, so that could be left behind as far as I'm concerned, and because you are a valuable asset to USHijack.com, and your courageous stance, which I took a lot of heat for too, with going against John McCain, as you did on Memorial Day last year, asking him about the USS Liberty and the cover-up, and you did that with great courage and a great commitment, and I commend you for that. The only thing that I didn't commend you for was the BS word. So I think we're clear on that. So that's something we can leave in the history books as far as I'm concerned.
Fair enough, Phil. I'll take that, and I'm good with that too. I just want to let Jesse weigh in here for a second. Obviously, it's Phil's show. I'm not trying to coast it here. I just wanted to make a couple more points. John McCain was in Europe, and he was basically at Oxford, the famous Oxford Union Debating Society, and he was at the American School in London. And if you look at my Twitter feed, you can go to twitter.com /no war for Israel. I basically was sticking him every step of the way, saying, did any of those Oxford students ask you about your role in the USS Liberty cover-up and your Admiral Father's role as well? And not only that, did any of them ask how he's pushing these wars for Israel, not only against Iraq but against Syria? But again, we could be at a war, in a war with Syria, which could suck in Iran, and I'll leave it at this. I think the ploy the Zionists are now trying to use, because we know that AIPAC and the neocons were behind the uprising in Syria. I said that in that crosstalk Syria broadcast that I mentioned prior here with Jesse kindly airing recently with the excellent work he does in Hawaii. And the thing is, though, I think what they're trying to do is basically get Turkey involved, and then that way, with Turkey being a NATO member, that can suck us into a war in the region. I think that's what the Zionists are trying to do now. And lastly, thank you for your kind words about confronting McCain in San Diego, Phil. You were in that excellent YouTube, which you can find by going to tinyurl.com/McCain Confronted. And it's over 22,000 views now. Now, I know that's not much when you look at how many people are on the internet, but it's still better than nothing. And I think that if you look at any of the other YouTubes that are out there, it's pretty good for the Liberty. And like I said, keep up the good work. And as far as I'm concerned, the BS comment is behind us as well.
Okay, sounds good, James. Thank you for your call. And listen, we're going to hang on with the show. And Jesse, you can comment on anything you said from James. But we do have John from Arizona. John, don't hang up, buddy.
Get John in, right.
Okay, John, let's go ahead with you, John, in Arizona, please.
Hi, Phil. How are you?
Good. How you doing, John?
Pretty good. I just got done reading Michael Collins Piper's book, The New Babylon.
Yes, sir.
And he basically stated in his book that the Zionists basically don't control Iran or Russia in their banking system. Is that true?
Well, I wish I could answer all of that, John, but I can't because I'm not the author. But anything that my friend writes down, he has the facts, he has the timelines, and he has the intellect that not many people have. And I respect Michael Collins Piper more than probably any person on this earth. So yeah, I would say it's true.
Okay, that's all I wanted to find out.
Does he give any direction to where he got that information?
I don't remember. He just said basically that he talks about the Jews a lot in the book and how they control through the Rothschilds and their agents.
Right.
They've gotten complete control of the United States, and that they're using the United States as the engine to implement their New World Order.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. Well, the New World Order is in place, John, and Jesse. You can see that coming. I mean, here we are, just as James just mentioned, Turkey, being a NATO ally and getting involved is very, very, very scary. Here we have a base in Syria that is from the Soviet Union. It's not a big one, but it is a base. So, gentlemen, if we get involved with Syria, or especially Iran, we might all have to kiss our rear ends goodbye, because it could be a third world war, and a world war that nobody can win.
And Phil, just on a footnote to that, we're putting, the latest news is that we've sent troops, it's James Morse again, of course, we've just sent troops to Jordan, and the pretext is that they're going to be used to go into Syria to secure, quote-unquote, the chemical weapons stockpiles. Now, if you go back to the neocon clean break agenda, it was Iraq, then Syria, and Israel First Jewish neocons like Richard Pearl, David Wormser, and Douglas Feith, who co-authored the clean break, said to dupe the American public in the war, wording to that effect, we could make up, that Hezbollah was smuggling drugs or whatever to get us to go in there. Now they're trying to use this chemical weapons pretext. Of course, the neocons rabble up the insurgents there in Syria. Then all of a sudden the pretext of chemical weapons is used, and sure enough, this week we've sent U.S. troops into Jordan to, quote-unquote, secure those chemical weapons. I think we're on the brink of a wider war in the region, and it's very concerning.
What do you think, Jesse?
Well, I think what's important here is to realize that Israel has nukes.
Exactly.
They will, in my opinion, if anybody's going to use them, they will use them.
Exactly. And one last thing. Go to U.S. Hijack for the latest on Jordan.
Guys, we got a break coming up. Then we're going to the end of the show, but very interesting, talk, guys. We support your sponsors, RBN Studio B, and real talk, real news. People, if you can't handle the truth, if you can't handle the truth, don't listen to this station. Believe me.
Are you concerned about fluoride, chlorine, parasites, and other contaminants in your drinking water? Dalton ceramic water filters have been made continuously since 1827 and are used by disaster relief organizations and in third world countries to supply safe drinking water. Not only do we offer gravity filter systems, but also under the sink and countertop systems. Our replacement filters can be used to upgrade your existing system. And unlike some other filters on the market, Dalton filters do not have to be primed. For more information, call us at 800-696-1435, 800-696-1435, or order online at Dalton.com. That's DOULTON.com.
Wouldn't you agree? Healthy people are happier and more productive. Obesity is the root cause of many health problems. Do you want to lose weight safely, look sexy and attractive without side effects and no chemicals? Lose weight without the side effects safely with Zeno's organic dietary supplements. Made in the USA, 100% USDA certified organic. Visit www.zenos.com. That's www.zenohs.com. Try our products risk-free for a limited time offer. No purchase necessary. You only pay shipping and handling. Get your old, sexy body back now. Visit Zenos.com. Get your free supplements now. Visit Zenos.com right now. www.zenohs.com. That's www.zenohs.com.
Hey there, my name is Frank Bates. What I'm about to tell you in the next 60 seconds could get me in a lot of trouble. I just created a free video presentation at 123crooks.com that exposes the electricity monopolies and government agencies for what they really are. Incompetent, lying crooks that are counting on your ignorance and fear to keep your power bills criminally high. Some have called this a conspiracy. Others have called it a cover-up. And you'll be shocked to find out how deep the conspiracy goes. My video at 123crooks.com exposes the truth and shows you the secret of how I beat them and how you can beat them too. Watch the controversial video that thousands of other smart patriots have already seen in the last 3 months. Go to 123crooks.com and discover one weird trick to slash your power bill and protect your home. Go watch my video now at 123crooks.com before they force me to shut it down. 123crooks.com.
Welcome back, folks. Here we go to the last few minutes of the show, and a very interesting show. I think top-notch show, which all of them are, in my view. We get some of the greatest guests that a lot of people don't get. But I got to advertise my book. If you want my book, What I Saw That Day, call 888-698-8706. And my book is What I Saw That Day. If you let them know that you heard it on this radio station, you will get a discount. Also, if you want to listen to an angel sing, go to Songs, USS Liberty. Songs, USS Liberty, sang by such a wonderful angel, Cat Faber. And folks, remember, only us out there can voice our opinions. Your voice does count. We don't run this country, but we do have a vote. But in my view, however the vote goes, Israel still wins.
Exactly.
Go ahead, let's pick it up.
Phil, I couldn't disagree. Let me just give you one quick website to get more on what's going on with Jordan and Syria. It's James Morris. Again, just go to, as you kindly mentioned it prior, ushijack.com. I've got the latest about the troops going into Jordan for Syria, the chemical weapons there, as I mentioned before the break. And also, if you Google Russia Today and James Morris, you'll see that Syria Crosstalk broadcast, which aired repeatedly on Russia Today. And like I said, Jesse over there in Hawaii, a good friend, had kindly broadcast or aired it repeatedly. And I think what I said in that broadcast about the Israel lobby pushing for regime change in Syria still applies. I think Jesse can weigh in on that. But what I said a few months ago on Russia Today, I think applies to today even more so. And I'll leave it at that.
Let's let Jesse get the final word. You know how fast this show
Now,
goes,
how much time do we have?
Until the end of the show, when the fat lady sings, we're all done.
About 5 minutes. About 5 minutes, Jesse.
How much time, Phil?
We got 2.5 minutes. Go ahead.
There you go.
Okay, I'm saying I would really like to read 2 pages of your book.
Oh, no, I didn't. Wait a minute. I didn't mean the fat lady cat. Excuse me.
What do you think? Is there time?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. This is page 48, right? And also, you know, there's plenty to talk about. The Rothschilds are in charge, Lehman Brothers, Bear Stearns, and all the rest of the credit default swaps, derivatives, credit derivatives, all the financial meltdown. But anyway, let's go to your book. These 2 pages. Now, your friend Ametti, is that how you pronounce his name? Ametti?
Ametti.
Ametti?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. As the helicopter approached, a call came over the intercom. All ships personnel prepared to repel borderers. This meant there was going to be a firefight, although it was not part of my duty to hand out the few small arms we had on the ship. I made my way to the gun locker as fast as I could, along with Amamita. Both of us, having seen our friend Francis Brown with his head blown off, filled with such a rage that we could envision nothing better than delivering a little payback to those who had killed him. I could do nothing to stop the Jets with their rockets, napalm, and 50 caliber machine guns. I could do nothing in fighting back against the torpedo boats. But by God, it was going to be a man-to-man fight with whoever was on board that helicopter. Then I was going to try and make up for lost time. I ran down to the gun locker with Amamiti, and only to find it locked up tighter than Fort Knox. The master at arms, the only one with the key to the locker, was nowhere to be found. Considering the high numbers of dead and wounded, we figured he had to be among them. The locker was not that big, only 4 feet wide, 4 feet deep, and 6 feet high. Nor were our machines that impressive. Some old World War II era.
Here we go, Jesse. I'm sorry to cut you off. God bless you all.
At least we got a little bit in.
Yeah, and listen, folks, remember RBN, and they got a pledge drive going. Don't forget that. Send those few bucks in. Let's keep this great radio station going. God bless you all. See you next week. See ya.